So we are at what, lecture number 23. They are what, types of salts. How many types of salts we have? So we have what, around 10 types of salts. What are those? First one is normal salt. Normal salt. First one is what? Normal salt. Normal salt. Next, second one is what? Acidic salt. Acidic salt. First, let me what, just classify. After that, what we will discuss what is mean by what. Next one, basic salt. Basic salt. Next type of kind of salt is what? Mixed salt. Mixed salt. Next, fifth type of salt is double salt. Sixth type of salt. Sixth kind of salt is complex salt. Next, seventh kind of salt is deliquescent salt. Next one, fluorescent salt. Ninth one is hydrated salt. 10th one is what? Unhydrated salt. Unhydrated salt. Now, what is mean by normal salt? Normal salt means what? The salt which is formed due to complete neutralization of acid and base. Complete neutralization of acid and base is called as what? Normal salt. Example for what normal salt is? Sodium chloride, potassium chloride, sodium sulfate and potassium phosphate. These are not having further replaceable H plus or OH minus ions. These are formed due to complete neutralization, complete replaceable of all H plus ions from acid. These are called as what? Normal salts. Next one, acidic salt. Acidic salt means what? The salts which are having what? Acidic nature. Acidic nature. How these are formed? These salts are what? Having further replaceable H plus ions. Further replaceable H plus ions. For example, sodium sulfate. Sodium sulfate. Sodium, not sulfate. Sodium bisulfate. Next one, sodium bicarbonate. Next one, sodium sulfite. Next one, potassium bisulfate. Next, like this, what? These are the what? Salts. These are the what? Salts which are having further replaceable H plus ions. These H plus ions are responsible to show what? Acidic character. Acidic character. Hence, these are called as what? Acid salts. How they are formed? Due to the what? Partial replacement of what? H plus ions by the salt. So here we have, here what we have. So in this what? These two reactions. In these two reactions, in first reaction only one hydrogen is replaced such that NaHSO4 is formed. If one more hydrogen is replaced, this has what? One more replaceable hydrogen. That means what? If 2 moles are reacted, first one this is formed, next step this hydrogen is also replaced. Such type of salts are called as what? Acidic salts. Acidic salts. Next type of salt is basic salt. Basic salt means the salts which can contain further replaceable OH minus ions. Further replaceable OH minus ions, they are called as what? Basic salts. Basic salts. Example for basic salts are what? So CaOHCl, calcium hydroxychloride. How it is formed? Calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide, when treated with 1 mole of HCl, only one H and one OH reacts with each other and remaining is present. CaOHCl plus H2O is formed. CaOHCl plus H2O is formed. That means what? Only one OH is replaceable or one OH is reacted. Hence it has what? Further replaceable OH minus ions, and it is said to be what? It is said to be what? Basic salt. So aluminum hydroxide is what? Base. If one OH is replaced, so one OH is replaced, we will get as what? OH taken to Cl. So this is the what? Basic salt. If 2 OH minus ions are replaced, we will get AlOH taken to Cl. So these are the what? Basic salts, because these are having further replaceable OH minus ions. These acidic salts and basic salts also what we can discuss in what? Next concept, that is hydrolysis of salts also. Hydrolysis of salts also due to cationic hydrolysis. So acidic salt is acidic solution is formed due to anionic hydrolysis. Basic solution is formed. That is another category. Here we have what? Just we are at what? 10th standard syllabus. So that's why we discussed about what? Based on this H plus and OH minus ions also. Next one, this fourth kind of salt is what? Mixed salt. Mixed salt. What is mean by mixed salt? The salt which is formed, or which is having more than one type of cations or more than one type of anions. For example, we have what? NaKSO4. It has what? One sodium and one potassium, one sulfate. This is cation, and this is anion. That means what? It has more than one kind of cations, such that it is come under what? Mixed salt category. Next one, Na2KPO3. This is cation, this is cation, this is anion. So it has what, two cations, such that it is said to be what, mixed, the mixed salt. Next one, double salt. Double salt means what, it has what, two kinds of salts, two kinds of salt or two or more kinds of salts are present. They are formed while what, crystallization of saturated salt solutions. So example for double salts are what, KCl, MgCl2, 6H2O. What is the name of this one? Carnolite. What is the name of this one? Carnolite. Next one, ferrous sulfate, ammonium sulfate, ferrous sulfate, ammonium sulfate, and 6H2O. This is the what, another kind of salt. This is what, Morse salt. What is the name of this one? Morse salt. In such a way, what, alums, potassium sulfate, aluminium sulfate, 24H2O, that is called as what, alums. So these are all are the what, double salts. Double salts means what, they have what, so two or more salts, more salts. Next, after this, complex salts. Complex salt means the salts which will not give their characteristic ions tests. That means what are characteristic ions, or we can say what, so it will not give all the tests of what ions which are present in that salt. That is called as what, complex salt. For example, I am taking what, NaAgCN taken twice. NaAg taken, so sodium dicyano silver water complex salt I am taking. So when I am taking, so it will gives what, Na plus ions test. It will what, provide Na plus ions test, and it has what, Ag plus ions and Cn minus ions. So it will not give this Ag plus ion tests and as well as what, Cl minus ions test. Instead of these what, two ions tests, it will gives what, Ag Cn taken twice, minus one ion test. That means what, another new ion test it will give. It will the salt which will not give the characteristic ion tests, ion tests, that salt is said to be what, complex salt. Examples for complex salts are what, potassium ferrocyanide, like ferri, this one, potassium ferricyanide, K3FeCN taken 6, K2HgI4, Nessler's reagent. K2HgI4 is called as what, Nessler's reagent, which is used in order to confirm ammonium ions in cations tests. Next one, deliquescent salts. The salts, deliquescent salts means the salts which can absorb water vapor from outside. The salts which can absorb water vapor from outside, those salts are called as what, deliquescent salts, and they are converted as what, so solution, or they are what, wetted. So example are what, calcium chloride. Next one, magnesium chloride, copper nitrate, zinc chloride, FeCl3, ferric chloride. These what salts are, what, deliquescent in nature. They will absorb what, water vapor from the atmosphere, Next kind of salt is what, fluorescent salt. Fluorescent salt means what, the salt which can loses water molecules. So the salt which can loses water, which while it is crystallizing, those salts are called as what, fluorescent salts. The salts which will what, loses water molecules. Next one, hydrated salts. Hydrated salts means what, the salts which have what, water molecules in their what, interstitial crystal positions. Those salts are called as what, hydrated salts. Means what, hydrated salts have what, water molecules. For example, CuSO4 5H2O, FeSO4 what, 7H2O. CuSO4 5H2O, FeSO4 7H2O. CuSO4 5H2O is present in which color? It is present in what, blue color. What is the color of what, FeSO4 7H2O? It is present in what, green color. Such type of these salts, water molecules having salts in these what, interstitial positions. If we touch those salts, we will not feel as what, wet nature. They are present in their interstitial empty positions. These are the what, hydrated salts. Next one, unhydrated salts. salts. Unhydrated salts means what? The salts which are what? Losing water molecules, which are not having water molecules. For example, this one copper sulfate 5H2O is when we are heated, it will loses water molecules and converted into what? Copper sulfate. Copper sulfate. What is the color of copper sulfate? This is what? Colorless. Colorless. This is a what? Colorless salt. Colorless salt. So it will loses water molecules. It will loses water molecules. Next one, FeSO4 7H2O. This is called as what? Green vitriol. So it has what? 7 water molecules. When we heat it, what will happen? It will loses water molecules and formed what? Unhydrated salt. Unhydrated salt. What is the color of this one? Colorless. What is the color of FeSO4? Unhydrated FeSO4, that is what? Colorless. Unhydrated salt means what? The salt which is formed due to losing of water molecules from hydrated salt, that is called as what? Unhydrated salt. Unhydrated salt. So these are the what? Different types of salts. Now I will pause the video and you will take what? Screenshots. From those screenshots you can make notes. I am giving you notes of lecture number what 22 and 23, because I forgot to give what these pausing videos in 22. So that's why I am giving what 22 and 23 notes at a place.